to WWTA News. Thank you for returning for another episode. We do have a good amount of news to try to get through today, so this video might end up being a little bit longer than it usually would be. I'm going to try not to get too long-winded, but let's go ahead and jump into the news articles and see what's going on. So our first article, it says over 340,000 addresses adds 64 billion Dogecoin at the 9-cent marker. Yes, that's right. Over 340,000 wallets picked up 64 billion worth or 64 billion Dogecoin at 9 cents. I wonder why. Elon, thank you. Also, we have one here that says whales are not holding back as top wallet adds 205 billion Shiba Inu. That's right. I wonder why, Elon. I wonder why. And 492 million XRP on the move among Binance, FTX, Bitstamp, and Whales. So clearly here we can see some exchanges are moving around XRP, right? Who knows where they're pulling it from? Maybe out of wallets that had it in storage somewhere, possibly. But yeah, the exchanges and big holders of XRP are moving it around. I wonder why. I really wonder why, right? Isn't because it's an ISO, right? It wouldn't be because banks know that they're going to be using this to move money around. I'm just speculating, though. I don't know. I could be wrong, horribly wrong. I don't know. I'm just guessing. And that's what we do around here. We try to make the best educated guess we can based on the news that we've seen, read, or heard. And we don't really want to trust too much hearing. We kind of want to see articles to verify stuff. But let's continue. All right, so we got an article here that says Andreessen Horowitz temporarily helping Elon Musk with Twitter. Yes, Elon's getting help. And I wonder if this is why everybody's so hyped up about Doge and Shiba. I wonder why. So it says Andreessen Horowitz interest in Twitter makes sense considering its bullishness in Web3, which is often defined as the next iteration of the internet where users can own digital assets. They can use crypto and even potentially regain control over their own data. Back in May, 16Z had over 7.6 billion invested in crypto and blockchain related projects. Crypto exchange Binance put 500 million into Musk Twitter purchase and told Decrypt that it's creating a team to help stop rampant bot activity. Binance CEO Changpeng Zhao also told CNBC Monday that he supports Musk's Twitter takeover because Musk is a strong entrepreneur. So just a little bit, we're going to go ahead and say, obviously based on other news that's come out, yes, so they are going to be charging $8 to basically almost like a premium in a sense. And there's a whole news article on that. I'm not going to really get into that. I'll probably save that for another day. But you have Binance, who is obviously where Dogecoin is running off of Binance. Working hand in hand with Musk in this Twitter development. And then you have basically, in a sense, authenticating Twitter handles or Twitter accounts to make sure that they're not bots. And there's a lot of stuff involved with that, but it's pretty interesting. And it does possibly lean itself to why people are picking up Doge and Shiba. Now, I don't know anything about any of that stuff other than what we're reading. So based on the fact that Elon likes to tweet about Bitcoin and Doge, this could be why everybody's jumping on the Dogecoin and Shiba bandwagon right now. I can't say anything other than that's probably what's going on. So, yeah, Binance is working with Elon Musk and Twitter, and possibly this with the other things they're doing has got people a little excited. But let's continue. It goes on to say, we want to make sure that crypto has a seat at the table when it comes to free speech, Zhao said, adding that he also wants to help bring Twitter into Web3 when they're ready. Unlike Discord, which walked back teased crypto features last year, Twitter has already launched a few crypto integrations. It added Ethereum and Bitcoin wallet address fields for its tipping feature and released NFT verification for Twitter Blue buyers, turning profile pictures into hexagon shapes to mixed reviews. And so when they say Ethereum, it makes me think about Polygon and everything Polygon's got going on. So I would only wonder if, with all the Polygon news, maybe they're using the second layer of Ethereum, which is one of them being Polygon, to make a lot of these different things happen. I don't know. We'll have to find out more as the news unfolds. But I mean, yeah. Obviously, Elon said that he was big on Bitcoin and Dogecoin, and so he's big on crypto in itself. Does this mean? I don't know. This is up for your own interpretation. You got to think for yourselves on this. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm just looking at the news, sharing it with you all as I'm reading it, and I'm just saying this probably makes sense to why everybody's beefing up their Dogecoin and their Shiba Inu wallets. So yeah, interesting. It says, but don't get too excited about the possibility of a fully Web3 Twitter just yet. While Musk initially said he once wanted to see Twitter leverage blockchain networks, he later told a representative for FTX CEO Sam Bankman-Fried via a text message that blockchain Twitter isn't possible. And I would only say, I don't know. So I don't know. You guys take that article. You do some thinking about it. I know everybody's running around crazy about Dogecoin and Shiba. I don't know. I can't say anything other than I think this is why. Now let's move on to some more articles. I know it's a lot of articles, so you got to bear with me. This video might be long, so you might want to watch it in stages. I don't know, but let's keep going. Stablecoin blues. $3 billion erased from the dollar peg token economy. HUSD pegs. USDC supply drops 10%. So something's going on in the stablecoin market. I don't know. We know that stable coins aren't really going anywhere. They have a real practical use. It's stability of currency, but apparently something's going on with HUSD depegging from its stability, which was probably dollars, I guess, and then USDC having a supply drop. Is that theft or something, or is something just got put to the back burner? Who knows? But we do understand that USDC is backed by actual dollars and it's backed by bonds, so debt bonds. So and Circle is behind the scenes dealing with USDC. So it's something nefarious going on. Don't really know. I would only wonder about it because there's really not anything to tell us what's going on. We kind of got to wait to see. Maybe, who knows? But I mean, it's a headline, right? So we'll keep our eyes on USDC, mainly because we know what's going on with banks internationally moving money around through the ISO system, right? Let's see what else we have. Okay, we've got one from WorldPay payment platform provides settlements in USDC based on Polygon. And see, there we go again with USDC. I wouldn't imagine that anything nefarious is going on with USDC because of the use and potential and the importance of USDC with the crypto space and stablecoins. So, look, okay, settlements in USDC based on Polygon, messing around on the Polygon network, right? So this one says, we're excited to join the Polygon network as a validator and demonstrate the potential of the Polygon POS chain for financial services, starting with our USDC settlement offering. WorldPay settlements in USDC stablecoin for clients will be enabled by BCW Group, which will manage the validator node to process and validate transactions. Hamza Khan, head of Polygon's DeFi division, believes that by providing settlements in USDC, WorldPay expands the possibilities of Web3 settlements for the customers' markets around the world. So, yeah, I mean, when we look at USDC, obviously there's something major going on around it. So a lot of networks are onboarding it as a stable coin for settlement. So and even here, just thinking about them talking about settlement, I would love to wonder right now. I don't have any answers for this, but my question would be, is Polygon able to operate on the ISO 20022 messaging system? Because maybe they have incorporated something so that they can operate on that system. But it's a question I'm posing. I don't know. But, I really don't know. Interesting, though, that we're seeing USDC running on Polygon. In our next article, it says Litecoin price takes giant leap after adoption news. Who's adopting Litecoin? Goes on to say MoneyGram, a leader in digital peer-to-peer payments, has announced the launch of a new service that will allow users of the MoneyGram mobile app to buy, trade, and store cryptocurrencies. With the help of the company's top mobile app, MoneyGram users may now trade and store Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin in almost all U.S. states and the District of Columbia. The company's current collaboration with CoinMe, a cryptocurrency exchange and provider of API-driven crypto as a service, makes it possible to purchase, trade, and hold these cryptocurrencies using the MoneyGram app. So I think the big news there is that MoneyGram legally in the United States, including the District of Columbia, is allowing you to purchase and obviously trade or sell off these cryptocurrencies. So that's a lot of things happening in that article. Nonetheless, it's very important. So I guess, Litecoin holders are looking at the bigger picture there. I'm not too familiar with Litecoin. If you do have information, you can share it in the comments below. But me, I don't really know much about it. I haven't looked it up. In our next article, it says Fidelity is offering early access to its new Bitcoin trading app. Investment giant Fidelity today announced an early access waitlist for its new crypto product, Fidelity Crypto, which will let retail investors trade Bitcoin and Ethereum from their phones without paying commission fees. Look at that, institutions in the crypto space. The Boston-based firm, which last month launched an Ethereum trading service for institutions, institutions, said retail investors would soon be able to trade crypto with as little as $1 while also having an integrated view of both your traditional and crypto investments. The move now places the company in direct competition with established players in the U.S. crypto market like Coinbase and Robinhood. Right, and it's mainly because of the crypto side of it. But honestly, look at the big players that are using Fidelity and even normal people like, common workers that use the 401k. Just think about and even the 401k service that common people use, that's still somebody running it behind the scenes, investing all that money. So essentially what you're looking at is big companies as institutions, using crypto now as more investment space to grow retirement funds for people, as well as, what pretty much we know Fidelity for dealing with retirement. So yeah, amazing news. Our next article says MasterCard welcomes 7 crypto blockchain startups to FinTech Innovation Program. Credit card giant MasterCard today announced that it's welcoming 7 new startups into its global startup engagement program, MasterCard Start Path. Successful applicants are welcomed into MasterCard's FinTech network, where they're given growth essential opportunities to collaborate, receive mentoring, and tap MasterCard's existing connections and clientele in order to accelerate blockchain, Web3, and FinTech innovation. So why would MasterCard do that? Because yes, the way has to be paved through the the fintech companies that exist now to help build out the necessary apps and technologies to use cryptos in this new environment. So Visa's been in the space for a while. Now we're seeing MasterCard going in because they already understand, especially after Swift made it known that, okay, there's two systems running right now. And as of March of 2023, we really want to have just one system running. So you guys need to get your stuff together by March of next year, because that's the new messaging system and that's how we're going to move money around. So obviously MasterCard has to fall in line. And it's interesting to see that now they're trying to hurry up and speed this up by bringing new fintech companies into the fold to get it done. It says this year's cohort welcomes 7 companies from 5 different countries into the fold. From the United States, there's Web3 payments company LootBolt, a crypto privacy and compliance firm called Quadrata, and Uptop, which uses blockchain tech to help brands personalize their customer experience. So we're talking about person to business, person to store, or person to retailers, right? So we're talking big money there as well. It goes on to say, the rest of this year's intake comes from Singapore, Abu Dhabi, Colombia, and Dubai. So yes, we're going to see some major things happening. I'm kind of expecting now that going into next year, we're probably going to start seeing different currencies coming to the surface and growing in value because these stores are preparing to do these transactions with the customer. And of course, we know they're already planning to deal with the banks. Obviously, that's what the ISO system's for. So interesting news there. Now we've got an article that says Singapore tests institutional DeFi on Ethereum, welcomes USDC issuer. The Monetary Authority of Singapore's decentralized finance pilot program just executed the first real-world use case for institutional-grade DeFi protocols. Aave founder Stani Kulikov told Decrypt. JP Morgan, DPS Bank, and SBI Digital Asset Holdings yesterday used the Aave protocol on Polygon, a layer 2 scaling solution, to complete foreign exchange and government bond transactions on the Ethereum network. The banks exchanged tokenized versions of Singapore government security bonds. Let me rewind. The banks exchanged tokenized versions of Singapore government security bonds. They tokenized the debt bonds. They exchanged them on the blockchain over Polygon layer 2 scaling solution, the Aave protocol, which is a layer 2 on Polygon, with Japan's government bonds or debt bonds, right? And Japanese yen for Singapore dollars as a test. So, wow, if that's not a major event. All right, so this says a few things, right? So we already understand that Swift is using Chainlink, and I'm just going to put it together the best way I can. We understand that Swift is using Chainlink because they want all blockchains and currencies to be interoperable, right? So you can go left, right, because you do understand that you can't have one or two blockchains running all these transactions. It's just impossible. You're going to just kill the system and crash everything. So you're going to need multiple protocols and blockchains for all the people, all the businesses, all the banks, all the stores to do these transactions around the clock. And just think about it this way. Think about being in Singapore, think about being in the United States, and just those two alone, right? And just think about 24 action transactions happening from business to person to person, from bank to bank. This is 24 hours, 365. Okay, this is around the clock. So if those things are happening in just these two locations, what makes you think that one or two different protocols or blockchains are going to be able to deal with that? And we're only talking about 24/7, 365. Those transactions, think about all the stores, right? You're only talking about 2 locations at this point in time, right? It would be insane for us to believe that only a few networks, blockchains, protocols could get this stuff done. That's why you have to have interoperability for all these transactions to happen. So this is like, just letting you know who's doing what they're doing, but you still need more. But let's continue. It says, we look forward to welcoming more innovation that leverages composable DeFi protocols to provide access to many underserved markets and enable a more inclusive system. Okay. It says, we're looking forward to welcoming more innovation that leverages composable DeFi protocols, right? We need more. This is like not the first time we're seeing something like this, but we need more, right? So we're in a sense we're in the early stages, but we're not in the early stages. We're in a prime time where we're going to see more protocols popping up that will be able to fill these demands. So even if people haven't gotten in yet, if they're getting in today and tomorrow, they're still going to be okay, because more of these blockchains have to be created. More of these protocols have to be created to tend to these transactions that are going to be happening 24/7, 365. So there is not enough yet. Pay attention to what's going on and watch these things that are popping up. But to continue the article, it says hardcore financial institutions are being increasingly comfortable in experimenting with public blockchains, he wrote on Twitter yesterday. Eventually, some of them are going to crack the use cases that add value to their core business models and that will potentially open up the floodgates for mass adoption. So once they figure out the equation to making the perfect cake, and they got the ingredients and the time and all this stuff perfected, you're going to start seeing duplicates from other people coming out creating duplicates. And once that happens, of course, now mass adoption can happen, because everywhere they'll be able to use this technology in a simple, easy to use format, so these transactions can happen. So I'm saying you really ought to be excited at the time you're living in, because you have plenty of time still to get in this space and prepare yourself for Web3 and what's coming next in the financial system. It goes on to say MAS has said one of the big driving factors behind the pilot program, which was announced in May, has been making markets more efficient. Banks being able to transact directly with another frees up costs involved in executing trades through clearing and settlement intermediaries. And that's pretty much talking about clearinghouses, and we're kind of talking about Swift at this point, low key. And we do understand that they're using the ISO messaging system. So we're going to see more and more protocols having to be able to operate on that messaging system. But let's continue. Let me get that back. Banks being able to transact directly with another frees up costs involved in executing trades through clearing and settlement intermediaries and the management of bilateral counterparty trading relationships as required in today's over-the-counter markets, MAS said in its announcement. So that is a lot of interesting things going on with that, right? It's a lot. Let's see. That's a lot going on there. Let's see what else they have to say about this. They have to say, all right, so it goes on to say the government transactions were not the only news to come of the Singapore FinTech Festival this week. Early Wednesday morning, stablecoin issuers Paxos and Binance USD and Circle USD, right, and the Eurocoin announced they were approved to operate in Singapore. So again, this is why stablecoins are going to be very important, because people will trust the stablecoin to hold a steady value versus cryptocurrencies, which will fluctuate up and down in a volatile manner based on how people are moving the cryptocurrency, right? It goes on to say Paxos has permission to offer digital payment token services, and Circle received in-principle approval to operate as a major payments institution in the country, USDC, right? Which means it can issue cryptocurrencies and facilitate domestic and cross-border payments. Which is a huge signal, a super huge signal from a central bank making a call on crypto assets, says Sapnendu Mohanty. Let me get that right. Forgive me. I believe it says Sapnindu Mohanty, MAS Chief FinTech Officer, told NASDAQ's Trade Talks at the event. It says there's still work to be done. The bank said in the white paper published by a think tank, Oliver Wyman, the pilot program will need to obtain some legal clarity, incentivize adoption, and run more tests before institutional DeFi can be scaled. And again, even with that, they're still saying you're going to need more fintech companies producing these protocols and blockchains, because you can't have mass adoption if you don't have enough for the masses. So you're going to need the tech. Let's see. Yeah, so DeFi protocols are designed to ensure that key market metrics such as interest rates, collateral haircuts, and the like follow supply and demand dynamics of the assets trading within them. The forum wrote in its paper for Pilot One, some of the codified rules had to be tailored to force fit the business objectives, such as altering interest rates of the lending protocol to zero to avoid unintended behavior during transactions. Now, that's kind of telling, right? They had to get rid of the fees to operate on Aave, right, for transactions, so they could make it work. So, you've got, stuff like XRP, Stellar Lumens, Algorand, Hedera, XDC. I mean, you've got stuff like Stronghold, XR Paynet. I mean, you got a whole host of different things that exist that you won't have that problem with. So they're doing test runs. I'm not sure, if they just wanted to see the interoperability possibilities or what, but there's so many things already out there. So, we'll have to just kind of keep our eyes on what's going on in the space. But clearly, with all this information, we're just looking at institutional adoption. We're looking at we're still early. They need more so they can have mass adoption. So I don't know. Tell your family, friends, and loved ones, hey, it's still not too late. This guy read some news articles. I think you should listen, and you still have time to get in this space and prepare yourself for the next phase of the world economy, because it's coming in. You can't stop it. You can't change it. It is what it is. So yeah. That's all I got. It was kind of a long video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got some valuable information. I hope it's going to help you make better decisions for your future. And other than that, I guess I'll just catch you all in the next episode.